All right, Jesse on fire. We're going to cover this Jon Jones story more because we have a bunch of updates from the Albuquerque Police Department. One, Jon Jones's full statement is right here, and then we also have this right here, which is an excerpt of the police report. So we're going to go through that, and we're going to talk about it. And I should apologize to some people who watched my video yesterday, because sometimes I don't, listen, man, I don't make perfect YouTube decisions every single time. And the mistake that I made yesterday was I put my conclusion in the preview. So, I do like a teaser at the beginning of the video sometimes. And I put in the teaser that this was Karen who needed to find another job. And people started arguing with me about it right out of the gate because they didn't have the information that I had. That was actually a really stupid thing to put at the beginning of the video, because I should have taken you guys on the ride with me to where I figured out that that's what actually happened. Because if you're just going off the headline, why would anybody give Jon the benefit of the doubt? I didn't. You know what I mean? It took me actually reading the very deep details of the case to get to the part where her partner refused to participate in the police report, and that both her manager and her partner were like, do not file a police report. Why would you file a police report? Because he was rude. Okay? So everyone else involved, except for this one chick, said that there's no crime that happened here. This is being blown out of proportion. A person can behave badly and be rude and kind of obnoxious, and simultaneously that can be even more absurd for you to report it to the police, okay? Like, that's my point. I'm not saying that Jon acted good, like that Jon had a great day that day, or that Jon wasn't a prick. What I'm saying is, if you call the cops and file a police report, you're trying to charge someone with a crime. And with Jon's history, he could go to jail. She charged him with assault, okay? She charged him with assault, and he never touched her once, never even acted like he was going to touch her. The phone snatching thing, he grabbed her phone off of a table thinking it was his phone, and she put that in the police report. That's my point. Like, when you actually get into the details of this is crystal clear. So you guys, like, people were arguing with me in the comments about, oh, you defending Jon Jones, you're shilling for Jon Jones. Are you out of your mind? I'm shilling for Jon Jones? You must be new to the channel, dude. Or just go search Jesse on Fire Jon Jones and go see how I covered things when he behaved badly. Tell me I shill for Jon Jones. I'm just like, YouTube people, like, listen, this is a universal truth. Anybody who is successful on YouTube knows that you will get way more views if you hammer people, okay? Well, I hammer people, but I hammer people when they deserve it. I will never take the other side of an issue just because I know it'll get views. I'm not going to come on and be like, UFC 300's fight card is an abortion, because I know it's going to get more views. Like, I don't think that the fight card's an abortion, so I'm not going to say I think it's an abortion. I'm going to read the facts of the case, and then I'm going to tell you what I think. You know what I mean? So, and the facts of the case are that her partner refused to participate. Her manager refused to participate. They told her not to file a police report, and it was 5 days after the incident, and she filed a police report anyway. And when you read the facts of the case, it's absurd. She's threatening. She's trying to send Jon to jail because he told her to fuck off in his house. Okay, put it in perspective. We're not talking about whether, like, it's not like some sensational story. Jon's an actual person, and she is trying to send him to jail because he told her to fuck off. She took a thing that he said out of context, where he said, don't come to my house early in the morning. When strangers show up at my house, people get killed. I mean, it's not the best thing to say, It's an actually fucking idiotic thing to say. It's a completely idiotic thing to say, actually. And if people want to argue with me that's a threat, okay, fine, it's a threat, dude. Yeah, he was threatening. I mean, he wasn't saying, I'll kill you, okay? He wasn't saying, I'll kill you. He was saying, when people show up at my house in the morning, they get killed. That is not a direct threat at her right then, okay? So yeah, pretty stupid thing to say to a girl, but she's trying to put him in jail, dude. Anyway, so let's get into the new updates on what happened. So this is Jon Jones' story, okay? So Jon Jones, this is the police report. I contacted Jon Jones to get his statement on what happened that day. Jones stated that Crystal and Jerome, Crystal filed the police report, and Jerome said nothing worth talking to the police happened. So 3 people involved, 2 of which say this is ridiculous, 1 of which, girl, is filing a police report. Power tripping Karen, okay? People power trip on the smallest amount of authority ever. Like, is this new humanity behavior? that like kind of sorry ass people who get a little bit of authority really like to exercise it on people. You know, if like they don't have a lot of power in their own life, and so they come in, they're all, you need to piss in this cup. He's like, Jesus, whatever. And they're like, what I say, you do, Jon Jones. Came over to his residence to perform a drug test. Jones stated that he was bothered a little because he had been, keep in mind, this is Jon Jones' story, because he had been hungover from the night before. Jones stated that he had already read the report Crystal gave to the UFC a few times and she was a liar. Jones told me that he never made any threats of harming anyone or killing them and that is not the way he talks. Jones told me the only thing he said was tell everyone at headquarters not to send people to my home so early because it could be a dangerous environment. Okay. Again, I'm not saying Jon Jones did everything right here. Okay. I'm saying police and he did something wrong are not the same thing. And that he said to Crystal, when she asked if there were any quotes you wanted to give at the end of the drug testing, Jones clarified he meant that a party could be occurring or multiple people could be there. Jones stated he was also never told Crystal he was going to sue her and take her assets because he does not talk like that. Well, I think I've heard him on video talk like that, you know? Like, hey, that's not a thing I would say. I don't talk like that. I'm like, have you watched your own badge cam arrest video from Las Vegas? Because you definitely talk like that. I think you said exactly that. That might be the exact thing that you said, actually. Anyway, Jones stated he did make a statement to Jerome that he was going to sue him because he brought his, What? He literally just said it. He's like, I never said I was going to sue her and take her assets because he doesn't talk like that. But then the next sentence, Jones stated he did make a statement to Jerome that he was going to sue him because he brought his girlfriend to his home and he did not know them. So he considered it a HIPAA violation. I don't know if that's a HIPAA violation or not. Jones stated he never got closer to Crystal than what was shown on the video. And she sent me, in the video she sent me because besides when she was conducting the blood test, Jones said he did swear at Crystal at one point, and she stated next time it would be her and her husband doing the test, and he said, I don't give a fuck. Jones said he thinks that Crystal was pissed at him for using profanity that she gave, so she fabricated a story. Jones said at the end of the testing, he apologized for swearing at them and that Crystal gave him a high five and he gave a hug to Jerome. Jones stated that Jerome and Crystal were calm the whole time, never appeared to be scared during any interaction. Jones denied any allegations of assault, putting Crystal's phone in his pocket. Jones said he did pick up Crystal's phone in the video she uploaded, but at the time he thought it was his phone, and after he placed it back on the counter. I provided Jones with the case number and that he would be receiving a summons in the mail. Jones was provided evidence link to upload a video encounter. He mentioned he happened at the end. Okay, so Jon Jones's story, again, I think Jon probably was drunk. I am making assumptions now. I don't know. But given, the like kind of variance in the story, like he probably was drunk and he probably was belligerent. He was probably a fucking asshole. And simultaneously, that doesn't excuse a person filing a police report and calling it assault because he was a dick. Okay. And again, I cut out of my video yesterday this long segment where I was talking about how it 100% is assault for a man to snatch a phone from a woman. Okay. That's where I started yesterday. Okay. I started there. And when I read that Jon picked her phone up off of a desk that she put it on, I'm like, oh, okay. Like, well, that's different, That's completely different. She put her phone down, he picked it up and started filming. That's not the same thing at all. And how'd she get her phone back? Obviously, he gave it back. You know what I mean? So, and then here's the other update. Summons will be issued to Jones on accusations of assault. See? Accusations of assault. Dude, he could go to jail for this, dude. Do you guys get it? Like, I'm not saying that he necessarily will, but he could. Is that an acceptable reaction to him being rude to them in his house? And people, again, you want to say, oh, you said the thing about that people get killed at his house, so it is a threat. Okay. Well, he didn't say, I'm going to do this to you. He said, this happens to people. So maybe it's a threat, maybe it's not. You want to throw him in jail? You want to charge him with assault for that? This is the combat sports community. That's assault to you? Like, you would call the cops if someone said that to you. You'd call the cops. Okay? Semantics of whether or not it's a threat is not the point that matters. Would you call the cops? Would you let, as a matter of fact, would you let your girl call the cops if someone said that to you and your girl? Say it's Jon Jones. But like, just put yourself in that situation. Because obviously you're not going to beat Jon Jones in a fight. Okay? So if he said something to your girl, you are basically relegated to stern talk. You know, like, you're not going to escalate the situation to violence. So afterwards, assuming that everything goes the way it went here and everything ends up all right, are you going to allow your girl to go file a police report? Or would you be like, if you file that fucking report, we have a serious problem? Like, no, I'm not going to be involved with narking out Jon Jones, whose house we just came to for a drug test. No. Okay, so this is an excerpt from the summons will be issued, but it's an excerpt of the report provided by Officer Gilbert Gallego, Albuquerque Police Department. Okay, upon arrival, I contacted Crystal, who stated she worked for the Drug Free Sport International, who conducts drug tests for professional athletes. Crystal stated she and a coworker, identified as Jerome, arrived at Jones' residence on 3:30 at approximately 1600 hours, and an unknown male answered the door and directed them to the garage. Crystal stated there she contacted Jones to inform him they were there to conduct a drug test, showed him her credentials, and he was cooperative at first. Crystal told me she laid her equipment on the table, including her phone. Okay, so cooperative at first. And so on John's story, he said that she was super unprofessional and rude. All right, so this is something that devolved into an argument, right? And judging by the fact that she actually filed a police report, it gives you an indication of what kind of person she is. And given the fact that she actually put in the police report that he picked up her phone and took a short video with it, as if that was some indication of like a crime. Like, she put it in a police report. He picked up my phone and he recorded something. Whoa. Like, again, I know everyone's instinct is to like shit on people, but let's shit on the right person. Like, let's shit on this sorry ass fucking Karen who's trying to put Jon Jones in jail for being mean. Cooperative at first. Crystal told me she laid her equipment on the table, including her phone. Crystal informed me that Jones wanted to do the urine test in the garage, so she went around the corner while Jerome stood with Jones. Crystal stated she waited a few minutes, then went back because she did not hear anything and they were gone. Crystal said that Jerome and Jones came through a door and that Jerome appeared nervous and said Jones could not pee. Crystal explained to me she offered to do a blood test instead and stated Jones appeared agitated by him being tense and puffed up and looked bugged. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is a fucking joke, dude. Okay? This is a joke. Oh, Jerome looked very perturbed. Oh, really? Is Jerome going to provide a statement? She's like, no. Oh, why not? Well, because Jerome doesn't think anything bad happened here. But I think he did. I think he's just not saying it. Well, why isn't he saying it then? I don't know. I can only speculate that it's some kind of conspiracy. Either that or I'm a fucking crybaby Karen who needs to get fired from this job. And then on the other one, it's like, Jones appeared agitated because he was tense and puffed up and looked bugged. Crystal stated that Jones was asking them questions if they had money because he was going to sue them. Crystal stated that Jones picked up her phone and started recording them saying he was going to sue them, which she had a video of. It should be noted that at the time, Jones had no shirt on and his size compared to Crystal. So what? He can't help how big he is, and he had his shirt off because he's working out in his garage. Like, honestly, I cannot believe I'm going to say this. I can't believe I'm going to say this. This sounds like a racist fucking bitch to me right here, dude. This big black man was, he looked agitated, He's big and he's black. Honestly, I have never accused anyone of racism before, especially not in a situation where I don't know for sure. But this is so ludicrous the way she's writing this that I honestly think I'm like, the fact that he's his shirt off and look how big he is, who fucking cares? And if that's what we're talking about, maybe it's like, look at how big and how black he is. It's a fucking joke, dude. This shit's so stupid. I looked at the video and it appeared Jones stated something to the effect of, here, Jerome and his girlfriend in my garage, and the video cut off. Crystal stated, that's it? Yo, wow. Damning evidence, dude. Crystal stated that after that, Jones had made the statements about suing them and put her phone in his pocket. Crystal told me she asked for the phone back and he refused and got in her face stating, why you people come so early? Do you know what happens to people who come to my house? They end up dead. Okay, dude. That is, I don't care what anyone says. That is not a direct threat at her, dude. That is not a direct, and if you want to call it a threat, that's fine. You want to put him in jail for saying that when he's drunk? Come on. Crystal said she felt afraid, her heart was pounding, was terrified at that moment, and Jones was less than a foot away. Okay, well, how you feel is not a criminal act, dude. Like, are you guys not listening to this? This is everything that we hate right here, dude. My feelings. I felt afraid. Okay. Well, you feeling afraid does not indicate that he committed a crime. God, this shit pisses me off, dude. I hate this kind of shit. She was terrified at that moment, and Jones less than a foot away. Crystal explained she wanted to terminate the test right then and there, but was afraid Jones might hit her since the UFC fines athletes if the test is not taken. Okay, so you were afraid he was going to hit her. He didn't give you any indication he was going to hit you. Crystal stated that she tried to signal Jerome discreetly for help or to see if they thought they should leave. Crystal said she wanted to call for help, but Jones had her phone. Crystal told me she told Jerome to tell his girlfriend, who was sitting in a car parked in the driveway, to leave because Jones seemed upset the car was in the driveway and thought it might calm him down. Crystal clarified that Jerome could not call for help either, since he had given his phone to his girlfriend earlier. This is all fucking nonsense. This is literally what you're listening to is big black guy got angry and I created a scenario in my head that did not exist. Crystal stated that Jones later agreed to take the urine test again, and he placed her phone back on the counter, so she grabbed it while he and Jerome went to the patio. You mean so he gave it back? You mean so he gave it back? So he gave it back. Like, you think he accidentally placed it on the... This is so fucking dumb. And when he put it in his pocket, in his own fucking statement, he says, I thought it was my phone. Is that, like, not believable? Wait, where did I leave off? Clarify the phone. Okay, Crystal stated that Jones later agreed to take the urine. Crystal stated that when she texted her boss, only known as Pearson, that Jones was threatening her and that she could not talk with him over the phone right now because Jones could come back at any moment, and thought Jones would attack her if he saw her on the phone. Crystal told me that Jerome and Jones had come back and that Jerome looked pale and nervous. He did not say that. This is all from this one scared, weirdo, racist chick. Crystal stated Jerome started to package and seal the urine so they could get out of there, but he kept making mistakes, which she believed was because he was nervous. Crystal later stated she believed Jones might have been drunk because she smelled an odor of alcoholic beverage coming from him. Crystal said once she left, she did an internal report for her boss, but also informed him she was going to file a police report, and he told her to hold off until a UFC representative spoke with her, and that Jerome told her he did not want to file one because he's afraid of the repercussions. Okay. Crystal stated later, Pearson contacted her on Tuesday asking her why she wanted to file a report, and seemed like he was trying to talk her out of it. He was. Crystal said she tried to file a report a few days ago, but was waiting a few hours until she called back. Crystal stated she wanted to pursue charges against Jones. Unbelievable. She wanted to pursue charges against Jones. Unreal. Unfucking real. This is a fucking joke. I mean, if you know who I am and you hear me be like, this sounds like a chick who is fucking just straight up racist, you should take that pretty fucking seriously, dude. Because there is nothing here. John was pissed about a random drug test and he was a prick about it. That's what happened here. And then a woman who was told expressly not to file a police report, file the police report anyway. Think about that. Look at, like, now let's also go, just hopefully I've, like, you know, set the tone of, like, let's just not hammer people just to hammer people. I'm hammering who deserves it. And just think about being at your job. Okay, like, I worked with this girl one time and I liked her, but she was a tattletale fucking crybaby. Okay. I liked her because she was, you know, she was like easy to work with, but like, for other people who I liked working with that were a little bit more stern, like didn't know people quite as well as I did. And it was like, don't know how to deal with a person like her. And they would be like, dude, you can't make a mistake like that in a meeting. You know, like dude, this is on you, you know, and like sternly talk to her. And I'm like, she's going to go to HR, dude. That she's going to go to fucking HR. And I'm like, you need to go apologize to her. This is 100% true story. I'm not getting in too deep in the details because I don't want to fully identify who I'm talking about in case they saw it. But like, you know, what actually happened is she wrote an email to a client with me and this other guy CC'd, and she had a massive typo in the email. She's a really like strong employee. Like, she's a tech company. I think she like leads an entire team now. And he absolutely hammered her for it. He's like hammered her. I mean, it was a big mistake. It's a big client, you know, we're trying to do it, whatever. But he sent this email. I immediately called him like, you need to call her and you need to apologize. It was on a Friday. I'm like, you need to apologize. Trust me. I'm like, I understand. I had the same reaction, but she's definitely going to go to HR with this. And you put it in writing, dude. And he's like, you think? I'm like, 100%. By the time he apologized, Monday afternoon, she'd already reported him to HR. Okay? Crybaby. A fucking crybaby. Oh, he was mean to you? Okay, well, you wrote a typo in an email. And like, oh, John was mean to you? Well, you showed up at his fucking house to do a random drug test. You know, it's awesome that most people are polite, but like sometimes people are rude. And the fact that he's big and he's working out, you know, look at how big he is compared to me. What the fuck does that have to do with anything? He never hit you. He never pushed you. He never touched you. He never acted like he was going to. He loomed. He's big and he had his shirt off and he's black. It's fucking ridiculous, dude. That's what I got. Bye.